Hi, this is Dave Hansel, coming to you from beautiful downtown Anaheim, California. Well, not downtown, but anyway, close enough to it. I'm going to talk tonight about runes. Runes are ancient symbols in Saxon and Norse cultures, especially the Norse. According to legend, they were presented to Odin, or Saxon, he was called Woden, or Wotan. And I always liked the Saxon version of him better. In Norse culture, if you saw the movie Thor, you saw that he had the horned helmet and so forth. In the Saxon version, he has a gray hood and gray cloak and a staff rather than a spear, or sometimes a spear. Basically, it's what J.R. Tolkien based Gandalf on. So it's really sorry, my allergies would bother me tonight, so my eyes are a little bit watery. And I hope I'm not dropping off like I tend to in my speech. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the runes. There are various versions of the runes. I think the most common is probably the Futhark. It's what I prefer to use as opposed to tarot. I do use some oracle cards, and I'm going to get into that a little bit too. I'm trying to keep this brief tonight. The rune I drew tonight, and also, by the way, the reason I draw runes on Wednesdays is because Wednesday was named for Woden, Woden's Day, or Odin. So anyway, so it's just my own little personal tradition. It's not something that's done typically by people. Basically, these stones that I have two sets. One is made of hematite, and I'm not using that currently because I have two of them in my medicine pouch for various reasons. These, you can see them here. Hold them up to the camera a little bit. You can see these are kind of a blue-white marble. They're made out of a substance called sculpey, which is a clay that fires in your oven. You bake it like you would cookies, and it fires very well, and they're now hard as rocks. This is, you can get an idea of what some of them look like. And I'm going to show you, that looks like the letter M. Here's a bit better idea of what a rune looks like. And I'm going to show you the one that I drew earlier this evening, which was Wunjo. It's that one right there. And each of these symbols has a meaning. There's various ways you can draw them. A true casting is basically you go ahead and have like a cloth on the ground and you cast them out. And maybe they fall in certain areas or something like that. I just kind of read them clockwise. Like I said, there are various methods. The simplest method is just to draw one rune. And to me, people ask questions, have questions in mind about certain things going on in their lives. I prefer to just say, tell me what I need to know. Guide me. And then I draw the rune. So this is an example. This is the one I drew earlier. And Wunjo is basically, it's a very good rune. I was very happy when this showed up. It says that things are working out for you, especially things that have been troubling you. And I had things were on my mind today that were bothering me, so this was very good to draw tonight. Just to give you an idea from the book, what it says officially, this is the runes. And so I want to give you an idea of what it says in the book too. See, another of the positive runes, Wunjo, means joy, and when upright will always represent joy and happiness coming into your life. It's an excellent omen in the rune cast, especially in the result position where it indicates the positive outcome of whatever is troubling you at this time. The shift that was due has arrived. Thank God. Anyway, um, another thing I like about the runes is that they're very versatile. You can use them as symbols on items. Any of you ever watched the Dresden Files when it was on the Sci-Fi Channel? He had a staff. Well, for some reason, the TV show, his staff was a hockey stick. I thought it was kind of silly because staves are so easy to make. But anyway, there were runes on his hockey stick, on his staff. In ancient times, dwellings often did have runes on the outside and so forth. You could actually, in a way, it was sort of like a Nordic version of feng shui. In modern times, people can actually work this into a feng shui type thing in their home. Instead of putting a Chinese symbol up on the wall for prosperity, you might put a rune for prosperity. Also, the names of the runes can be spoken and chanted during meditation. Someone has developed what they call a runic yoga, positions, postures that are based on the runes. There's also martial art called Stav, S-T-A-V, based on the runes. There's been some debate on the antiquity of the art. To me, that really doesn't matter. It does exist. And from the videos I've seen, it's rather effective too. It is a weapons-based art for the most part. And of course, stav means staff, so that's the key weapon right there. But basically, it's staff, axe, and sword, I believe. And anyway, like I said, the runes are very versatile, and that's one of the things I like about them a lot. They're fun to make too. A lot of people make them out of wood chips and so forth. It's just a really great thing to use. The other thing I use is something called the medicine cards. This is the book that comes with the cards right there. They are oracle cards. I'm going to read you something out of the book because this is very important. A lot of people have a problem with it, especially those with Native American heritage. And they have a point because a lot of people won't read introductions and so forth. It says, we are fortunate to have been handed down these teachings from many elders in the Choctaw, Lakota, Seneca, Aztec, Yaqui, Cheyenne, Cherokee, Iroquois, and Mayan traditions. Due to the diverse teachings of these traditions, we have only scratched the surface of deep understanding as possible with this system of divination. Basically, what these people have done, they developed a card system, oracle cards, based on Native American, Mayan, and other cultures, tribal cultures in general, their teachings about totems. And of course, the term totem comes from the Northwest, Native Americans of the Northwest. Just like the term shaman has become standard, the term shaman comes from Siberia, has become a standard term for spiritual practitioners of a tribal nature around the world. The term totem is becoming pretty standardized as well. I should say is coming to represent power animals from various tribal cultures. And anyway, what they did when they developed the system, they drew from various cultures. It was not traditional in any of these cultures to use the cards that we're using here. It's simply a card system based on those beliefs about the power animals. So it is a modern system, no doubt about it. I like it though. I use that, and I use the Druid animal deck as well at times. I'll do another video of that sometime. The card I drew tonight is Skunk. And yep, I had the same reaction. But let's see if we can get that. There we go. Looks more like a badger, doesn't he? Yeah. But yep, Skunk. And you get an idea of what the cards look like there. Skunk is actually pretty good. It's not bad. Now, I don't know these by heart. I have to actually look these up. and I looked it up earlier. I need to read it to you. I didn't mark it, so please bear with me here. Page 65. And of course, it's not that bad. You got to remember, all these animals in club, none of them are really bad. Of course, when are animals bad, really? Skunk is teaching you that by walking your talk and by respecting yourself, you will create a position of strength and honored reputation. Carriage of your body relates to others what you believe about yourself. There is no need to bully, aggravate, torment, or overpower other beings when your sense of self is intact. As with skunk, the resonant energy field around your body is relayed through the senses. And it talks about learn to assert without ego what you are. Now, actually, I drew it in the converse position, which means basically when I drew it, it was upside down. So, when you draw it in the contrary, skunk medicine operating through the contrary or reverse position indicates that your self-esteem may seem to others as if you are putting on airs. Well, I hope I'm not. There was something that happened recently, and I even was apologetic because I didn't mean to sound like I was putting on airs, and I probably did. It was through emails, and of course, as you know, emails tend to be you don't convey emotions very well, good or bad. So if anyone that's watching this video that was involved in that situation, again, my apologies. I did not mean to sound arrogant or anything like that. I really hope I didn't. Anyway, you get an idea what the medicine cards are about. Next time I'll do something on the Druid cards just so you get an idea what those are about. Next time we'll talk about Tai Chi Chuan, I think. Good night. Thank you for watching.